this mac and cheese, I wanted it and created the recipe to where you can do it at home pretty much within 10 to 15 minutes. We're using Bellingham pasta fusilli, which is fresh pasta. You can buy it here at the Farmers Market. It comes at the co-op, and it also purchased at Hagen in 16-ounce portions. I think it's $4.99 or something like that. It's awesome, locally made pasta. Scorching hot, because as I'm sure everybody knows, butter has a pretty low smoke point. You don't want to scorch it, you just want to melt it. As soon as we start getting a little butter action in our pan there, or start at the bottom, we melt a lot of garlic in my macaroni and cheese. Personal taste, you can do whatever you'd like at home. But we put our garlic in the pan there, start sweating it to begin the garlic cream sauce process. Now, the difference between sweating and sauteing something we're all more familiar with, is just the temperature of the pan. You want to cool it down a little bit. Out of the package, that's always nice. Just kind of get that working around our pan. Okay, at this point we'll also add some salt and pepper, about a pinch of both. And we're going to be putting a lot of dairy in here, so the salt has to kind of carry through all that dairy to bring out the flavors of the garlic and cheese once that goes in there. Also just kind of tastes like a big milky pasta bowl. So, that's going for a little while. Let that cook down. Finally starting to get cracking now. It's very good. And then what we're going to deglaze the pan with is white wine. You can pretty much use whatever you have laying around at home for this. Obviously, we prefer to use something local from Mount Baker Vineyards. They have great wine out there. I hope everybody's been out there to have a taste of their delicious beverages. The only thing that I drink besides Chuckanut Brewery beer, of course, would be Mount Baker Vineyards wine. So maybe we can hear this, maybe we can smell it, but the garlic is definitely cooking now. So what we're going to do is take our wine, deglaze the pan. We're just going to add about a half cup or so of wine here to our pan, just to make sure that none of that garlic is sticking to the bottom. We'll get that all worked around. We want to cook the alcohol out of the wine so that we don't get our children intoxicated at dinner time. And just let that boil down for a little bit. When we start seeing the real small bubbles where it's rapidly boiling throughout the liquid in the pan, then we know it's ready for the next step. Okay? So Chad talked a little bit about our dairy products. The local dairy products from Breckenridge Dairy really are superior to anything that you can buy at Cash and Carry or Hagen or anything like that. Again, it's important to complete the circle of life and make sure that we buy local. We expect local people to come to the restaurant. So this is pretty reduced at this point. I'm going to add my cream and half, and don't get scared at this point. I'm going to add quite a bit of heavy 40% fat cream to this pan. It's going to be about a half cup, and trust me, it tastes better than milk. Half and half, anything else you can use. There's no substitute for the authentic heavy cream. And then just so that we are somewhat mindful of our cholesterol, we'll add a little half and half just to cut that mixture. So we'll let this go for a little while. A lot of people will use a roux, which is a traditional mixture of flour and butter to thicken their macaroni and cheese. I think that if you stick with the plan and use the heavy whipping cream, you don't have much of a need to thicken your sauce. It's already pretty heavy duty just by itself. So while that's coming up to temperature, Chad talked a little bit about the cheese that we use. We use a 3-cheese blend at the brewery. But here we've got this really nice Gouda from Sandwich Bay Cheese. And they have all kinds of fabulous cheeses over there. They have some cheeses that are flavored with different seasonings and spices, all of which are delicious. And any kind of cheese you want to use for your macaroni and cheese is a good choice. So I like a nice Gouda. You could also use